Hi, I'm Rona Cathcart. I'm the minister at Inverurie West Parish Church. We're a church in a small town in Aberdeenshire, just about 16 miles outside of Aberdeen. It's a town in the middle of what's largely a rural parish or a rural presbytery. And I'm here to talk about Westcast, which is our live streaming project, which is one of the ways that we as a church are trying to be a church without walls and making worship accessible to as many people as possible. Our tagline is a church at the heart of the community, with the community at its heart. 12 years ago, we underwent a major change in the building, converting the downstairs into a cafe and meeting rooms and the upstairs sanctuary. This has worked well, helped by the fact that we're in the centre of a small but busy town where people still come out for a fly cup and a fine piece. It's not without its challenges, but the Acorn Centre remains at the heart of our mission, a place of daily encounter with the community. However, we know community is less geographically defined these days, especially among young people. And there are older folk who still want to be part of a faith community, but for various reasons find it difficult to make it worship. We began to ask, how can we be at the heart of a more dispersed community? And out of this was born Westcast, which is our live streaming project. A small team began researching the feasibility of live streaming and the impact that this would have on us. We decided from the beginning we weren't going to drastically change the way we worshipped. Our purpose was not to be a more dazzlingly technological church, but a more accessible one. Keep it simple, we agreed, and see what grows from there. And so with the help of Go For It funding, we launched the project in January 18. As part of our pilot, we teamed up with a local nursing home for residents to be able to attend the services virtually via smart TV, with the support of a few volunteers. The care home were very keen on the idea, as they knew they had residents who really missed being able to go to church. Feedback from our first live stream service was both global and personal. We had a member staying out in New Zealand for a while who was delighted she could still attend services even if she had to stay up till 11 p.m. And another was my mother in Canada commenting that my hair looked nice. Getting things working at the nursing home was a bit more of a challenge because of some issues with council Wi-Fi, but over time the volunteers and staff have got more confident with it. Well, Wi-Fi still occasionally proves a little slow, but the residents don't mind watching an old service as long as they recognize a few of the songs. That sense of presence is really vital, and our volunteers have been really key to that. One elderly gentleman commented he was disappointed that I hadn't shaken his hand at the end of the service. And he wasn't joking, it was an indication that he really felt he was present there, which was wonderful. That sense of presence is what has had the most impact on me. I was delighted one week when somebody who found us online commented that she was going to be joining us on Sunday and putting the kettle on. And I love the fact she used the word join, not watch, and we welcomed her by name. It continues to be a source of delight and surprise who watches us. We get about 6 to 10 viewing live and about 25 to 30 during the week on average. Some are regular members. I watched during the ironing, one member said, because there was a bit I wanted to remember. I rewatched it. Others have watched from sick beds and hospitals. After one very lively baptismal service, several members decided to rewatch to hear the bits that they couldn't hear over the noise of the wee ones. And then there was the day I met two people from Australia in the cafe. "I'm Rona," I said. "We know," they answered. "We watch your services online when we can't get to our own church." More recently, we had visitors from a neighbouring parish who were looking for ways that they could access potentially services on a Sunday. Acknowledging the range of people who join us helps ensure that our worship, while local, doesn't draw in too much on itself. It reminds us that we're part of a network of believers whose struggles we may not know, but whom God is enabling us to connect with at some point in their lives. And that means our languages and our practices have to stay gospel-centered and inclusive and welcoming. We don't get it right all the time, but there are moments when the grace of God, I think we do. And the most moving bit of feedback we've received so far was this handwritten card from a young woman unknown to us. It was postmarked from a town in England, and she explained she was disabled and currently housebound. She missed getting out to her own church and stumbled across us online when looking for a whole service that she could access. And she wanted to share and thank our team for helping her stay close to God. And she finished her message by hoping she'd one day meet us in person. And I was in tears when I read this card. And the following Sunday, we had a thank you table, and we thanked her personally and thanked God for her kind, encouraging words and hoped we would meet her one day. And that
express the whole what the project is about, which is enabling people to feel connected to God and to a worshiping community like the members of the Guild here. It's not about showing off what we can do or sharing carefully crafted sermons. It's about drawing us all into awareness of the presence of God. It's about recognizing community goes beyond physical proximity. It's about nurturing faith and building relationships. The last is challenging. There's only so much we can do with building online relationships, but we do what we can by providing a worship experience. And we remind ourselves that God is greater than all our efforts. We trust that he can and will put us in place when we're needed, supporting those known and unknown to us in ways we cannot always know. God is a God of community, and in the end, he is the one at the heart of it all.